Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Zooming in on the relationship dynamics between a narcissist and really the other person, the victim in the relationship, what a lot of psychologists term the supply source. And I want to make it clear that this is a situation, it's a personality dynamic that those who are involved with a narcissist find themselves involved in. And I want to sort of look at the relationship dynamics to help you better understand the role and mentality, kind of the mindset of the narcissist, and how they really exploit, take advantage of, and really essentially hurt and victimize those people whom they are in close and intimate relationships with. As we've discussed in previous videos, the definition of a narcissist functions on a many of different traits, but essentially there's a couple key components. A, they have an inflated self-importance, and B, they have a lack of empathy. There's a lot of traits and really behavior playing out of these two qualities. However, I want to also kind of recapitulate and recap the essence of the narcissistic personality disorder and how important it really is for them to constantly they have an incessant need to be in control. They have an incessant need to have power over other people. And it's this need, this insatiable need of the narcissist that really ends up being injurious to the people in their environment. Familial environment, their spousal relationships, their work environment as well. And oftentimes there's pathological lying, impulsive behavior, things of all sorts of various magnitude, and a myriad of different behaviors that results from this. And really looking at the role of the narcissist. Essentially, the narcissist is addicted, meaning they are powerless over their need for control and their need for power over others. And addiction, the word addiction essentially means that one is powerless over the substance of which they are addicted to. And addiction basically is a strong and harmful need to have something or do something. So just like an addict has a strong and harmful need for alcohol, a drug addict has a strong and harmful need for the drug, be it cocaine, be it heroin, be it methadone, all the various drugs that people can become addicted to. Essentially, they are then powerless over the drug. And as in the words of the great Napoleon Hill, the drink is drinking them. Or we can also say the drug is drugging them. And really, in essence, so they are essentially powerless over this substance in their life. So we have organizations like Alcoholics Anonymous, Debtors Anonymous, Binge Eaters Anonymous, etc. Because these people have within their physiology, for example, the alcoholic has such a compulsive need to drink, they're actually addicted. They have a physical craving. And they are powerless over this craving. It's not even oftentimes for them a matter of willpower. They cannot will themselves to, stop drinking. It's an actual physical addiction. They need counseling, they need treatment programs, they need medication, and various treatment programs recommend various different approaches, but really there's within the brain there's a physical synapse, which is called a synapse. synapse is what they call a connection between the two neurons, which are the nerve cells that become addicted and create this craving, an insatiable craving which they are powerless over. They can't control, they can't stop drinking. And so you hear about these alcoholics who are drinking entire gallons of vodka and things of this nature and becoming so sick and they need to detox. Well, the same thing really in essence is what is transpiring in the narcissist relationship and their incessant need for control and their incessant need for power. So when we look at the articulation of this and how it really plays out in relationships, the narcissist absolutely positively has an utter fear of not being in control. They have an absolute positive, they will protect their feeling of being the one in control, the one being in power at all costs. And if you look at your relationship with a narcissist, if you truly see this, then you know really that you're dealing with a true narcissist disordered person. And in fact, the word addiction comes from the Latin in the 1500s, addictio, which essentially means a giving over of oneself or a surrender. So in essence, if we really think about it, the narcissist, whom is addicted to control, to power, has given themselves over to this need. In other words, they have lost control. So in essence, when we really think about it, the supply sources are in essence the one that are in control, because the supply sources, which are people, we're not labeling these people as supply. You're a person, a victim. You've experienced narcissistic abuse, or perhaps you are a narcissist and you're looking to better understand your circumstance and your situation. The narcissist is given over to this need for control, this need for power, and they will do whatever is required for them to secure more supply, more power, more control, more status, and build up their facade. So they really depend on all these various sources of supply to foster their image. In other words, if you were to strip them away of these various sources, their cars, for the overt narcissist, etc., if we strip them away of their cars, their homes, the people who support them and their ego, their bank accounts, really these people in essence would crumble underneath. They need to have, and I'm not talking about just the accomplished people, I'm talking about people with the incessant need for power and control, and who actually take advantage of and exploit others. That really, it's the supply sources that have the control in the relationship, because they are so dependent on these supply sources to keep their image together, their facade together, etc. So it really is rather interesting when you understand that dynamic and look at it that way, because in essence, if you really want to stop being victimized, you need to stop being victimized. Really, when it boils right down, you need to stop indulging in this abusive relationship and stop playing that role, stop being that source of supply, because that is really in essence how you actually end up hurting that narcissist, is by withdrawing your nutrition from them, because they have in essence been feeding off of you. And that is why people get so exhausted, why they're so tormented, because they're actually exhausted from being in these relationships. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussions, and support.